Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nahmadahu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Just now I have finished my Urdu bayan, and I have already translated 10 Al-Baqarah ayah from 70 to 80 to tell those who are seeking forgiveness from Almighty Allah, those who are seeking blessing from Almighty Allah, because this is the month of blessing, this is the month of forgiveness. The Almighty Allah says, the first 10 days, these first 10 days, Awwalahu Rahma, first 10 days they are blessing, Rahma. Awsatahu Maghfirah, the between 10 days, then in 20 to 30 days, those 10 days, they are maghfirah, forgiveness. You can seek forgiveness from Almighty Allah. Always beg, always pray Almighty Allah, and always recite Holy Quran as much as you can, and tasbihat, and always bow down your this face and your body before Almighty Allah. You must be either on ruku or sajud, or you are standing qama, or you are sitting and remembering Almighty Allah and asking Almighty Allah's help and forgiveness and blessing for yourself, for your family, for the whole ummah, for Pakistan, for entire world, for entire Muslimin of the world, where people they are being suffered, where people they are being tortured, where people they are not treated humanly, where people they are looking Almighty Allah's help, and they are just putting their eyes on the sky, waiting Almighty Allah's rahmah, Almighty Allah's power to show these people, those who are weakening them, those who are suppressing them, those who are punishing them with having no fault of them, because they are given by Almighty Allah power, as Almighty Allah said at the time of Hazrat Ibrahim, when Hazrat Ibrahim said, Allah said of Hazrat Ibrahim, An ata Allahul mulk, he was boasting on that. Almighty Allah has given me power, Almighty Allah has given me a country, a state, the whole land, and I am ruler of that. And he declared himself God. So that's why Almighty Allah suppressed him. He was equivalent to, that was Namrud, and the person who declared himself God, he was at the time of Hazrat Musa, Fir'aun. They were all like that. He said, Anata Allahul mulk, Allah has given me the power, the power. Is Qala Ibrahim, Rabbi Allazi yuhyi wa yumit. Qala ana uhyi wa yumit. Hazrat Ibrahim is saying, Almighty Allah can give death and then give life to a person. He said, I can do that. He called two punished people. One he released, the other he slaughtered. He put him on death. He said, that I can do. Then next Hazrat Ibrahim said, Qala fa inna Allah yati bi shamsi min al mashriq fati biha min al maghrib fabihutullazi kafar wallahu la yahdi qawm az-zalimin. Then Hazrat Ibrahim said to him, fa inna Allah yati bi shamsi min al mashriq. Allah has the power to bring out the sun from east. If you have that power, as you were saying before, you are equivalent to Almighty Allah. Now you can bring the sun from the west. He became senseless when he heard this thing, because that he cannot do that. That was beyond his power. He was false. So he was falsifying. He was saying all these things wrongly, quoting Almighty Allah's power wrongly. Allah has not given, and he is not equal to God. What powers Almighty Allah has. Allah is giving out from the dead land then Almighty Allah is bringing the fruits and the nourishment and the crops from that dead land. And from the same way, Almighty Allah will bring out all those dead bodies from the earth. These Almighty Allah's power. So, what I am trying to say today, I have described 10 ayats, but I will stress on one or two ayat because you should understand, those who are hearing me in English. So, the power of Almighty Allah. وَإِذْ قَالَ مُوسَى لِقَوْمِهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْمُرُكُمْ أَن تَذْبَحُوا بَقَرَةً. These ayats are continuing from back. Almighty Allah said to Hazrat Musa said to his nation, to his qawm, that Allah has ordered me to slaughter a cow. That was a simple thing. All he said to those people, Bani Israel, that Allah has asked me, Allah has to do this thing. Kalu atatukhuzna huzna. They are replying, they are talking back to Hazrat Musa, that you are joking with us. Qala a'udhu billahi an akuna min al-jahilin. Hazrat Musa said, I beg pity on you, but I beg pardon from Almighty Allah, that Allah excuse me from all these things. I am not, I cannot follow the path of shaitan if I say wrong thing. Qala innahu yakulu innaha. They were saying, what type of cow, what type of that thing, that all they were confusing the matter. So then concluded, Almighty Allah said, Qala innahu yakulu innaha bakaratun la zalulun tusurul larda. A cow which has not been used on plowing the earth. La zalulun tusirul ard wala taski al hars, and not she has brought the water from the land. Musallamatun la shiyatan fiha, a cow which is completely in order, without any spotless cow. Qalu la najiyata bil haq. Then they said, we have come to the conclusion. What you say, we understand. Before there was a confusing prophet. Now they say, Fasbahuha wa ma kadu ma yafalun. They slaughtered the cow, but they were not going to do that thing. So the ayah which I want to stress to you today, to understand you one thing, that there is a very falsified and there are very false faiths among uh, the groups of Muslims. These are masaliks, these are Almighty Allah has, in one verse, Almighty Allah has told us that there are three wails in punishment for those who will commit this crime. And that crime is وَفَعِلُ الَّذِينَ يَكْتُبُونَ الْكِتَابَ بِأَيْدِيهِمْ وَيْلُ الَّذِينَ يَكْتُبُونَ الْكِتَابَ بِأَيْدِيهِمْ ثُمَّ يَقُولُونَ هَذَا مِنْ عِنْدِ اللَّهِ. Those who are writing from their hand the things attributing from Almighty Allah, say fatwa, taweez, something which they are selling to people, that this is the thing which has come from Almighty Allah. You will be cured, you will be married, you will get shafa, you will get health. All these things, they are giving these things to those who do not know anything. They have not read Holy Quran. They have not read Hadith. They do not know anything. So they are trapped by these people. And Almighty Allah is warning them, those who are doing this evil thing, those who are doing this bad, committing evil things, three ways, three uh, uh, type of severe punishment from Almighty Allah. فَوَيْلُ الَّذِينَ يَكْتُبُونَ الْكِتَابَ بِأَيْدِيهِمْ ثم يقولون هذا من عند الله ليشتروا به ثمنا قليلا. The purpose of that is, for what they are doing all these things? To earn money. They just to sell those uh, things, taweez, to the people. ليشتروا به ثمنا قليلا فويل لهم مما كتبت أيديهم. Again Almighty Allah is saying there is a well for them. Well is a part of that Jahannam. It is so severe part that Jahannam itself got uh, forgiveness from this special part, special place of Jahannam. Such a fearful place, such a severe place. فَوَيْلٌ لَهُم مِّمَّا كَتَبَتْ أَيْدِيهِمْ فَوَيْلٌ لَهُم مِّمَّا يَكْسِبُونَ. And for those who are eating that money, for earning out of that, and they are properly feeding themselves and feeding their children, feeding those small infants, and what they will become in future. They will all do all these things, and they will continue doing all these things, and they will propagate a wrong conception of Islam, wrong concept of Islam, and this will continually prevailing in this land. So this is fisco fajur. To stop all these things, Almighty Allah has forbidden us. Almighty Allah has given us this forcefully given us this information that stop those things, those who are prevailing in this land very wrongfully, those who are uh, brainwashing those innocent people, those who do not know anything. So for God's sake, those who are not understanding anything, those who are not learning Holy Quran, for God's sake, they should go to those who are at least learned Holy Quran from any source. And those who know the Quran very well, Imam of the Masjid, Muttaqi, Mu'min who is always going to mosque, praying Almighty Allah in the mosque. They know at least something which is authenticated by Allah. So please always follow that path and abstain yourself from those evil things which will take you to Jahannam, to hell. May Almighty Allah forgive us, and may Almighty Allah forbid us from all those things which are wrong in this land. Jazakumullah khair.